Hello Splitcoast friends, I'm Franz Martin, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! At FrenchieStamps.com. Today I'm going to share with you how to do a wobble card. See, they are so fun. So we're going to do it a little bit different today, but still using the birds from Bird of Feather. Most of the product that I'm using is from Stampin' Up! The exception here, it's the wobbler. It's called Action Wobbles and a mini action spring. I got mine on Amazon. I'm sure they're available at many places. So I started with my card base that measure well, that won't work anymore. It was dirty, so we won't glue it on that. I'm sorry about that. So it still measure 5.5 by 8.5, score at 4 1/4. Then my layer over here, it is balmy blue, that it is 5 1/4, I'm sorry, 4 by 5 1/4. Then my basic gray measured 3.5 by 4 3/4. Then my shimmer here, it is 3 1/4 by 4.5. So I stamp the three from Snowfront. And the snow I use a Seaside Spray Stamp Off. So let me share how I done the snow and prepare this first. So I prepare my little bird, and the little bird I stamp them in Memento ink and color it with stamping blend, so alcohol marker, and I pre-done that in advance. One in the yellow, one in the pool party, and then one in balmy blue here. The hats, it's in Poppy Parade and Cherry Cobbler. So if you notice on my snow here, I get that nice glittery snow, and here I just get little puff of snow. Let me share one of them here so you can see how it's done. It's all done the same, right? So you don't have to watch me do it all. So you're going to put your puff paint here, the Winter Accent puff paint, and we're going to emboss this. So that would be just the puff paint. And if you don't do it thick enough the first time, you can always add more to it. Because you want to make sure that it's all dry under also. So now I get that. Now if you want to put with the eyes on it, I'm using the eyes glitter. And what you're going to do is put a little bit of puff paint, and this it's really runny, so be very careful. Take your ice glitter, and that's going to play as a glue too. So let me put that here, and I think you can see that puffing, and it keeps the glitter in it. So now you get that puffiness with, it's kind of a shimmery snow, right? Et voila. So I would add even a little bit more, because it looks like here I don't have quite enough. So you can see a second layer. So at any time you can add a second layer of the puff paint. Et voila. So now you get the difference between with the glitter, the ice glitter, and just the puff paint. So I pre-done my little bird, and what we're going to do, we're going to build that, and the top one's going to be the one that's going to wobble. So I like to stamp the one that wobble usually, so I know about where it go. Well, because I'm not using this part here, instead of masking, we're just going to eyeball that. So I'm going to, because it's 3, it's going to take the full length. I'm going to use, I thought that I had dimensional here. So let me grab some dimensional, and we're going to get started. Here we go. I got the dimensional. So we're going to use a dimensional here. I'm using the pool party at the bottom, and like I said, this here, it's no die. Oops, I cut a foot. Well, we're going to cut both foot then. He's just sitting in the snow. you're going to hand cut that, and if you stamp under, well, then that give him the feet also. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to put him right here, and I will add a little bit of snow on top of him here, like he's sitting in the snow. And really, I think I can have that even lower. Let me put him a bit lower, because I have three birds here. So see, I'm going to put that here. So now I'm going to have that puff there. It won't matter if he get his feet or not, because I just going to have that all puffed up here. Here we go, like he's sitting in the snow. Now the next one, we're going to put the yellow, and the yellow I just put just the puff paint. So this one, the puff paint with the glitter, just the puff paint. And this one going to sit on top of him. So I'm going to put this one. And this one I had cut the feet by purpose, because I thought he's more sitting than... Here we go. Put it a little bit like they're falling down, right? So I'm going to put him that he's flying down a little bit. One straight, and they start wobbling. Now we're going to put the wobbler, and the wobbler, you see, you get the little line in the back there. Let me try to let me pull oh, what I wanted here, my tool, and let me, here we go. After you get it started, so this is two-sided, okay? Here we go. I like the thin side. So you see, this is thin and this is heavy. I like my thin side in the back of the object. If it's too big, if your image would be smaller than the back, you can trim this a little bit also. I wouldn't trim too much, but now, okay, we got the thin part. That's the see-through. Go in the back of your the wobbler image. Now the thick part, that's go on your card itself. Now I'm going to put that about, oh, one more thing before we put that. I took the star element, the designer star element, and I glued two between a piece of metallic silver here. So now I'm going to cut the bottom of this. So I just use, it's already pre-adhesive, so I just put that. I added a little bit more extra glue though to make that. Now we're going to put that in the back of his hand, so it's going to shake even more. So the best way for that, it's going to be with glue dots. So let me bring my glue dots here. Oops, my thread is stuck to that. We're going to put that on the little wing that we want him to hold the stars. Like this. And then we're going to take this. You don't want too long. Whoops. That's about right here. Okay, now turn this in the back. And now what we're going to do is just take a piece of scrap paper, a tiny little piece of scrap paper. Let me reach. It don't have to be big. Just a tiny little piece here. And that's going to go in the back of his wing. So I just put a little piece on top of my glue dot. Another thing that you can do to stop the stickiness, it use the embossing buddy and tap it on it. That's going to stop the glue. Now I had said the tiny part that go on the surface of the card. The heavy part need to be with the piece that's going to be moving that you want it to shake. So in this case, on our bird, you want the heavy part. So you're going to put that in the back. So the heavy part, it's on the piece that's going to be the wobble. Now the tiny little part, that's the part that go on the card itself. So now I would mount that, and while I had stopped the video, I switched the card base and so on. I would put that at the top here. So now we got all our layers. You're going to take this, and you see we get the nice little hanging out there. Whoops, my poor little feet get stuck in the wind. Here we go. Going to put that on top of the head there, but sideways a bit. And keep it pressed there a little bit, because you want that glue or the adhesive to really get stuck to the card there. Now, if you take this, see, it moved very lovely. How fun is that? So maybe I'm going to cut his feet because I went too close to it, so he won't have no feet. Here we go. So he's still on top of the hat, and see, and it moved also. So again, the heavy piece go at the top of the thing that you want, the image you want to move, and the other part go down. And see, it's just wobble wobble on top. So this is it, my friend. Again, Split Coast, thank you for inviting me, and to all, happy stamping. Bye bye for now.